Sarasvati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupidi Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. In this session, we will try to understand why the Indus Script writing system was invented. We will give evidence for that from ancient Tamil texts. And we will also demonstrate how the writing system was intended to support the trade activities, maritime trade activities of the civilization. The writing system was not intended to document prayers, but was definitely intended to support the trading system. Most of the inscriptions we see using a unicorn and the standard device as the field symbols, almost all of them relate to cargo manifests of maritime trade controlled by a treasure guard. Maritime trade using a dhow seafaring vessel. The treasure guard is the karṇika, steersman. Is also a lōhakāra kammaṭa. He is very important functionary of the blacksmith mint. The Meluhha graphemes, such as the scraper, rim of jar, ligatured ficus leaf, all of them relate to wealth resources involved in trade. The network with Bronze Age sites of Vēlirs of Dwaraka and Iron Age sites of Bhāratam are also linked. The Vēlirs have a record of their tradition in Sangam literature that they were rulers in Dwaraka. They built copper forts and they migrated to Tamarapani River, South India, Chera Kingdom. Let us take a look at the seal M212, which typically shows the unicorn in the standard device. It also has got a text script, about 4 signs. The text script 2577. The field symbol is unicorn plus standard. Unicorn is Konda, Kodaduda, young bull, calf. Similar sounding word is Kondana or Kondar, turner. Kondana, setting up a gem setter. Kondar is a turner. Then the one horn of the unicorn is singing, spiny horn, forward thrusting, spiny horn. The rebus signifier is Singi, ornament gold. So he is an ornament gold goldsmith. Gem setter. The standard device is made of 2 parts. Sangada is the lathe or the furnace, the top part. The rebus signifier is Sangada, living in the same house, a guild. Sangada. Sangada also means a double canoe, a catamaran. Sangada. Jangada becomes the Portuguese term. After they visited India, they settled some colonies in Daman, Goa, and they adopted the catamaran. That's Jangada. The Konda signifies a smith guild. Sangadiyo is a maritime treasure guard derived from the word Sangada. Again, derived from the word Sangada is Sangad. It invoice on approval basis, a very unique system of accounting, which is followed by diamond merchants and for high value commodities, even today in India, recognized in India's jurisprudence. Line 1 of the script includes sign 327, which is locus, loa, ficus, glomerata. The rebus word is loha, loa, ficus, loha, copper, iron. The superscript of the ficus leaf as a year and sign 241, which signifies 2 compartments of a kammaṭa mint. So it's a copper iron mint. Karṇa is the year. Rebus word is kara, blacksmith. Karṇa, messenger, dispatch. Scribe, account. Karana, trade. Thus the composition of the script signifies lōhakāra, kammaṭa, blacksmith, mint. Sign 342 is very important, which is the rim of a jar. It's got a variety of variant cognate spellings. Kanka, karṇika, karana. The reverse words are karani, supercargo, scribe. Karṇika, steersman, helmsman. Karana, trade, dispatch, messenger. Dispatch, messenger is the meaning given by Amaraswamy for the Prakrit term. This word is common in almost all languages of the country. Line 2 has the components of kolom 3. Rebus word is kolimi, smithy, forge. Then sign 177 is karani, a scraper, a mason's trowel. Civil sounding word is karani, supercargo, responsible for the cargo entrusted to him, responsible for the dhow. Karani is also a scribe. Karṇikamu is office of accountant. Karṇika, writer, scribe, a village clerk or accountant in Mysore. A royal scribe or accountant in southern Marathi. The head of native official of a district collector's office in the Kannada, this is the meaning given. He is also an arithmetician and astrologer. He is a mathematician, he keeps count of things. So Kula Karani, for instance, a village accountant. Kula Karani. Kula is a village, Karani is accountant, village accountant. Karani also is a supercargo responsible for the cargo entrusted to him. The field symbol is unicorn plus standard, which signifies a maritime cargo, maritime dhow vessel, and also a treasure guard, Sangadam, Sangadiyo. Okay, this is the composition of the inscription, which contains both the field symbol of the unicorn plus the standard device and the text script. Next please. Now let's take a look at the remarkable scene from Patani. There are two indicators. One is the liquid measure symbol, which is Ranku, liquid measure. Similar sounding word, Ranku is tin, and the scraper is karṇika, karani. Ranku is liquid measure, Ranku tin ore. Karṇika is the village scribe accountant. Karṇika is a mason's trowel or scraper. Karani is supercargo. Karṇikam, accounting. So the unicorn, standard device, plus the symbols, all of them constitute the inscription. In this case related to tin entrusted to the supercargo, as a maritime cargo. I am grateful to Sheikh Javed Ali Sindhi, who presented this seal from Patanidam on Twitter and on Facebook. Next, please. Now, to understand the significance of the unicorn and the standard device, let us take a look at this M. Mohenjo-daro pectoral, M1656, which has got only one symbol, overflowing pot. And the parts of the unicorn are highlighted, and the parts of the standard device are highlighted. The overflowing part is low overflow in Santali. Khanda is a part. Low khanda together means metal implements. Low khanda, metalware. So the signifier is the metalware. And the pectoral was obviously worn by as a necklace, as a pendant, the necklace by the owner. Now let's take a look at each of the components that are highlighted by that bas relief on the unicorn, which would have been filled with red paste or some semi-precious stones to highlight the neck or the throat, to highlight the pannier or the double sack, highlight the belly and the thigh. So each of these components can be read. Tanka is a thigh. Similar sound word is tanka, mint, stamped coin. The double bag or pannier is kantala, kandalam in Tamil, kantalamu in Telugu. Similar sounding word is kantal, maritime, kantal the boat. Then the belly highlighted. Part is a pata, peta, back or belly. Similar sounding, pada, patala, metal manufactory. Then the face of the unicorn looks like that of a goat. Mlecchita, goat face. Similar sounding words, mlecchita in Sanskrit means copper. Then the ear, kar ear, karna ear. Similar sounding, kar, blacksmith, karna, messenger. Trade. Singing, the one horn. Forward thrusting, spiny horn. Plus konda, young bull. The rebus words are singi ornament gold plus konda. Konda, circular hamlet, mauja or guild. Then some typically the ivory tokens, which also contain dotted circles and duck. Manji center, middle. Similar sounding is manji, cargo boat with a rice platform. Then the duck is vartaka duck, rebus vartaka merchant. Okay, now let us go to the standard device on the right side. Standard device is composed of two parts. The joint, they are joined together. Top is a lathe, bottom is the turning container or a furnace, portable furnace. The two parts are joined together. Sangada is a body formed of two parts. This is Sangada composition. The similar sounding words are Jangadiyo in Gujarati, military guard who accompanies treasure into the treasury. In Malayalam, it's Sangadam. Sangadam, convoy, guard, responsible Nair guide through foreign territories. So it's a maritime cargo judge, Sangadam, who takes care of the treasure. He's a treasure guard. Then another rebus reading is possible. Sanghata, Jangada, Jangala, maritime double canoe, cargo boat, or catamaran. Sangada in Marathi means double canoe. Then the another derived word is Jangada, Jangat, invoice on approval basis. Then the bottom part of the composition of the standard device is Kantala, churning vessel. It can also be kammaṭa, a portable furnace, kammaṭa mint. But Kantala means maritime and a boat. Then the top portion is the kunda, lathe, kundan, fine gold, Kondana, gem setting. So gem setting, ornament, goldsmith, composition. So now we can see the field symbol composition has a number of parts which tend to describe the function entrusted to this functionary. He is a treasure guard. He is in charge of the cargo. Okay? So whenever you find this unicorn plus a standard device, we can reasonably assume that the indications are that they are related to a cargo manifest of a maritime trade activity, which are described further in the cargo manifest on TISSC script and other details. Okay. Next, please. Now, let's now step back and try to trace back the unity that existed all over India, from Chera Kingdom in the south on the Tamirapani River, which has yielded a number of ancient iron working sites like Sivagalai, Mailadum Parai, Adichanallur, Kiradi. The Vēlirs were in Dwaraka about 2000 before Common Era. I will present evidence from the Purananalu in ancient text. They are also comparable to Velama in Telugu, name of a caste of ancient hill chieftains. Vēl in Tamil means one belonging to the Vēlirs class. Vēlir Kothan, Thonmudir Vēlir, Purananuru 24. It's also the name of a Chalukya king, Chalukya Vendan, a petty ruler, a chief, Sitarasan, title given by ancient Tamil kings to Vēlirs, Pandai Tamil Vēlirs Petra, or Sirap Purimai Paya. Tolgapium, Purladikaram 30. Tolgapium is a very ancient text in Tamil. Sembiyan Tamil Vēl Innum Kulapairum. Tamil Vēl. This is mentioned in a South Indian inscription 3-21. Illustrious great man or hero. Siranda Anmagan. Papai Vēle, Peruntogai 1766. Vēlir, a class of ancient chiefs in Tamil country. Tamil Nadu, Urisar, Arsa Kolthar, 49 Velibare Vanda, Velirul Vele, Purananuru 201. This is a fantastic verse by Kapila, Purananuru 201, which explains the history of Vēlir in a beautiful rendering. He records that the king at that time of the Kapila time, when he sang this song, they count back 49 generations of their ruling in Dwaraka. Next, please. Now, Vēlir were in Dwaraka in 2000 before Common Era. How do we say this? I have given the Tamil text in Tamil. I have also given the translation. In Purananuru 201, poet Kapila sang to King Irungovel. As Savarapati. Vēlir were of 49 generations ago. The objective of Purananuru Sangam age 400 texts is to expound on Puram, external or objective concepts of life such as war, politics, wealth, as well as aspects of everyday living. Purladikaram and also it also words, semantics, etymology. The translation is very clear. If you ask who they are daughters. He who granted towns to those who came in need and earned great fame for gifting a chariot to a jasmine vine to climb. He who owned elephants with jingling bells. The lord of Parambu, the great king Pari. They are my daughters. Now for me. As for me, I am their father's friend, a Brahmin, a poet who has brought them here. You are the best Vēlir of the Vēlir class, with a heritage of 49 generations of Vēlir, who gave with love to those in need, who reached Tovarai, with a fort with tall, huge walls that were made of copper, and so on. So copper was a major commodity in Dwaraka, and they ruled with forts built of copper. So they were the kings of Thorai. 49 generations ago. So saying about 50 years to each generation or 40 years to each generation, the date of this rendering of Sangam literature, poet Kapila, takes the 49th generation, the earliest generation, to at least 2000 before Common Era, which is coterminous with the Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization and the script corpora, Indus Script corpora date. So now we can see the remarkable linkage between Tamil Nadu, the Vēlirs, and Dwaraka. The same linkage will be seen in the ancient antiquity of iron proved from Sivagalai, Mailalampai, Alchanallur, Kidadi, and so on, and indicating that the Indus Script, which also records metalwork, including ironwork, may relate to the fact that the iron was being supplied by these people who have now evidenced iron dated to 4th millennium before Common Era. In a very beautiful document of 2025 called the Antiquity of Iron, published by the Department of Archaeology, Tamil Nadu. Next, please. Now, let's take a look at some of the inscriptions. Now, here's one inscription found in Tamil Nadu, in Mayiladuthurai, a stone set contained an inscription which records a frequently used inscription of the Indus Script. 948, which is the backbone, and 342, which is the rim of a jar. The backbone is Kana. Kana means wealth, goods, possessions. Trade of wealth, goods, and possessions. Same thing is recorded in the stone celt. Ayurveda Mahadevan gives a very detailed comment on this stone celt and deciphers the script, which seem to relate to some of the symbols that are recognizable on Indus Script. I have detailed the script items identified by Mahadevan. Same thing will be done with the Antiquity of Iron, which has recorded some symbols on pottery. But here is a case where a combined 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or at least 4 signs are brought together into one sequence, indicating some kind of a wealth goods being traded. A trade of wealth goods. The bud, the 3 buds, bud is Koru. Koru means a bud. Koru also means a bar of metal. The 3 of them are Kolom, 3. Kolimi is Smithian forge. Smithy forged bar of metal. And the curve is Kutil. Kutil Katil, bronze. So bronze work related to the bar of metal as in gods, trade of wealth goods. This is the Mayiladuthurai stone set. Next, please. In the Mayiladuthurai stone set, this symbol is evident, sign 342. It is rim of a jar, set line C42. Similar sounding words, Karanam, accounting system, related to work of artificers, seafaring merchants of the civilization. So the question arises, why was the mlecchita vikalpa, or alternative system of representing mleccha words, invented? Tolkappiyam gives a very beautiful evidence. It records, I will read it out. Tolkappiyam Prolodikaram 145. Poyum Valuvam Thonriya Pinnar, Ayyar Yatanar Karnam Yenba, which means, in translation, when lies and inaccuracies began to appear in maritime trade transactions, the scholars composed, tightened an accounting system called Karanam. Isn't it remarkable that the word Karanam is used in the Tolkappiyam, Prolodikaram, which describes a lot of words? The Karanam is the word assigned in Meluhha to sign 342, which occurs in about 10% of all inscriptions corpora. Again and again it appears. Trade, dispatch, messenger, account, scribe, accounting. Karanam. So who is Karanam? This Karanam is the accounting system. So Tolkappiyam recognizes the mlecchita vikalpa, the Indus Script, as a Karanam invented to document trade transactions to control for an effective control measure. Some inaccuracies will occur, some mistaken transaction might have occurred. When such inaccuracies occur, they divide the accounting system. So isn't it remarkable that a Tamil text records the reason why this writing system was invented, including the word Karanam, accounting system. Karanam means accounting system in Tamil. Next, please. Now we can see the Karani, the scraper, Karanai in Tamil. Karani also means a supercargo. The part shed of Kalibangan K436 just shows the scraper, signifying sign 1177, Karani scraper. Rebus signifier, karṇika, representative supercargo, representative of the ship's owner, responsible for the merchandise entrusted to him for sale. He is a merchant cargo in charge. Okay. Sign 177, Karani scraper. Karani supercargo. Responsible for the, as a Jangadio, responsible for the treasure guard. As a treasure guard. Next, please. Now, this is the sign 177, Karani scraper. The travel. This sign also is seen in the part shed in Kiradi. So clearly a Karana is indicated, karṇika is indicated, a supercargo is indicated, some kind of merchant trade activity is indicated. Maritime trade activity in Kiradi. Graffiti. Next, please. Now, the same scraper appears on the trunk of the composite animal in a number of instances. So Karani is a very important component. Karani is a scraper, Karani is a supercargo. So these composite animals are signifying the Karani supercargo. And there are other components of the composite animal which you can go through one by one, which relate to the metalwork activities, artisan activities of the artificers. And one remarkable feature is the human face is shown. Muha is a human face. Muha means furnace produce. Muha also means an ingot. Then there are scarves on the shoulder. Dhatu is a scarf. Dhatu is mineral ore. Then the tail of the composite animal is like a cobra hood. Fada, cobra hood. Fada, metals manufactory. Patade. Smithy, anvil. And the horns that of zebu. Pala is zebu. Pala is magnetite ore. Then the thigh of the animal is highlighted. Tanka, we have seen. Tanka, thigh. Tanka, wind. Then the forepart of the legs are that of a bovine. The hind part is that of a tiger. The bovine is Tangar, ox, Tangar, blacksmith. The tiger is Kul tiger, Kul working in iron. So they are workers in iron, working in a pada, working with magnetite ore and producing muha, furnace produce. It goes on like this. So these are, now you can see the composition is like a giant jagada. The joint composition, parts are joined together. That is to indicate that there some kind of maritime trade is taking place. Scraper karṇika is a supercargo. Supercargo is responsible for the maritime cargo. So any composite animal of like this kind, showing a scraper as a trunk, karana, like the hand. Karana, scribe. Karṇika, scope cargo. Karani, Karana, Kana, backbone, and so on. Okay, next please. Now the orthographic transition from a human face with a goat beard to a proboscis of a human arm or hand. Look at the orthography. Human face, that something like a trunk, but a scraper, arm, a human hand, karana, kara, car, blacksmith, karana, scribe. The human face, you see a number of compositions, number of examples are given where the human face replaces the animal face and animal components. Then even a standing person, the right raised arm with the symbol 342 has the hind part with the tail of a bovine and the legs of a bovine. Langar, bovine. Thakur, blacksmith. Thakura, important person, chieftain. Car, blacksmith. Kara, hand, arm. Karṇika, scraper. Karṇika, supercargo. Goes on reading like this. Karṇika, accountant. Karṇikudu. Dhatu, scarf. Dhatu, iron. Coat, beard. Kota, mass of metal. So, words related to metal in Meluhha terms are documented in these inscriptions. So, each component of the orthography is very important. That cannot be ignored. The field symbol or the sign or the sign. Sign composition is also very, very unique with a lot of Kannada joined words, joined compositions. The symbol, 2 or 3 symbols are joined together to create a new symbol. So that is parts are joined together in a Sangada to indicate some kind of a union that's taking place, some kind of a composition related to metalwork, related to cargo. Next please. Now let's take a look at the details of the composite animal. Dennis Brennes very beautifully analyzes in this Dennis Brennes Massimo Vidale article. They call it the Harappan Chimera. Each is symbolic of the, for example, the horns of a zebu indicates zebu. The trunk or arm or the cobra hood or the thigh or scarf on the neck or the trunk of an elephant. It's given an elephant because the elephant's tusks are also shown. Tanta, Hatu. So like this, in every composition, the components are got very clearly understood. For example, on the rightmost seal, you have got an arch with the ficus glomerata emanating like an artificial manda canopy. Manda is a warehouse belonging to that Langar, blacksmith. Goes on. So there is a line drawing which indicates the components of the composite animal. Next please. Then Marshall described beautifully this scraper on M294 seal. He calls it goldsmith art. On the top is the composite animal. The bottom is perhaps a rhinoceros. The details can be read given by Marshall when he describes this artifact as before in plate CX2 376. Next please. This seal M294, I submit that the ligature of the unicorn is a grapheme to signify a church scraper, provided by the insight of John Marshall in his archaeological excavation report. It's a scraper, he calls it. Karṇika is a scraper. Karnai in Tamil, Karṇika, Kannada, Karṇika Marathi, Karṇika supercargo. So the scraper signifies a travel, scraper, smoother. It has significance. So the Meluhha word for the scraper, Karṇika, has an important reading in rebus Meluhha. As Karṇika, supercargo. Karani, Karṇika, steersman, helmsman. Next, please. Seth is a merchant banker. Ibbo is a merchant. Ib is iron. Iba is elephant. Ib is iron. Ibbo is a merchant. Ib is excellent alloy metal implements. Kundana is embedding gemstones in fine ornament gold. Kar is blacksmith, smithy forge, fire trench account. Singin in Santali is explained as having horns projecting in front, applied to goats, spiny horn is applied to goats. M294 can be read. The TISSC script can be read. Kanda, joint of stalk or arrow. Kanda implements, rebus. Aya, fish. Rebus, aya, iron. Ayas, alloy metal. Together, ayas, kanda, mentioned by Panini for excellent metal implements. Kanda implements Santali. Ayas, kanda. Kolmo, 3. Kolumi, smithy forge. Sign 342 is account, fire trench account. Kanda is fire trench. Santali. Elephant, Iba, rebus, Ib, iron, Ibbo, merchant. Desi Namala of Yamachandra. The top register is a composite animal with a scraper attached to the unicorn, as noted by Marshall. Unicorn is Konda, young bull. Kundar, Kundaru, Kundera, one who works on a lathe. One who scrapes. Kundarna, to scrape, plain, round on a lathe. Kundanam, interspace of writing of jewels. So look at this. The scraper, the context of the gem setting. Scraper, the context of Karṇika. Helmsman. So variety of meanings for the Meluhha word. The homonyms, the similar sounding, yield the writing system. Cipher. Meluhha cipher, rebus principle. Next, please. Kara, Kana, Karna, hand, wristlets, bangles, Kara, bangles, Kar, blacksmith, Konda, young bull, Kundana, gem setting precious stones in fine ornament gold. Kundana is fine gold. Singin is ornament gold. Fine gold, ornament gold. Both they are working. Marshall describes the graphemes on the seal M92-294, a fragmentary seal exhibiting a unicorn above, an elephant below, and 3 pictographs as well as a third scraper. So John Marshall was able to identify the components of the orthographic rendering on this seal M294. Now we are able to give voice to this reading by Marshall in English by giving Meluhha words. These are words from the Indian Spragbund, the Desi guild speech, Desi Namamala, lingua franca of the guild, lingua franca of the civilization. is Meluhha, mlecchita, which is mentioned also in the Bhāratam, not the language. Next, please. The three lithic tools are described again by Marshall. The lithic tools are made of stone, but they are sharp edges, which are used to scrape, so that you can fine hole can be created in ornament gold to set gems. This is the work of a scraper. Scraper also used by a trowel when scraping for purpose of applying mortar for a brick construction. It's a very important tool of the mason also, and also of the turner, kundar. Next, please. End scrapers. These are again beautiful symbol pictures of the end scrapers provided by Marshall. Next, please. Karṇika. Scraper, karṇika, trowel or smoother. Karani, mason's trowel. Maybe derived from karanda. Karani, mason's trowel. Karani, CDL 2090. An earth scraper, over here. Karni. Karṇika, mason's trowel. Masons or plasterer's trowel in masonry work. Karin, Kashmiri. Smoothing, sanha. Karani, wooden instrument for smoothing the ground or a sort of trowel. In Sanskrit, Karṇika, having ears, having a helm, is why called karṇika, a steersman. Karani, a ear. A small brush or pen. Middle finger. A fruit stalk. A trowel. Karṇika. Next, please. The Meluhha rebel readings now can be pulled together of the unicorn, the gaur or bison, the buffalo or the zebu, elephant, tiger, markhor, antelope, rhino, crocodile, and hare. The fauna of the civilization. These are all the animals that appear again and again in descriptions. Each one of them constitutes a resource, a wealth resource, which has been explained in detail as you go through line by line. Unicorn, konda, buffalo, arana, wild buffalo, rebel, arana smiti, zebu, pola, magnetite, ferrite ore. Zebu also has got another word, kunt. In Kathiawar, kunt, zebu. Similar sounding, kunt is a guild. Elephant is iba. Rebus, ibbo, merchant. Tiger, kul, kola, tiger. Kolopuli, Telugu. Kol, working in iron. Kol, hair smelter. Kula, foreman of a guild. Markhor, Mindar, Markhor, Torwadi, language. Similar sounding, meadow, a ram, a sheep. Rebus, Medeth, med, iron. Meadow, merchant. Antelope, mel, goat. Milakku, copper. Meluhha, speaker. Lechamoka, Sanskrit, copper. Rhino is kanda, rhinoceros. Rebus is kanda, tools, pots, pan, metalware. Crocodile is kara, in Telugu. Rebus is kar, blacksmith. Karu, artisan. Kar, blacksmith, Kashmiri. Karu, karuvu, Telugu. Karu, kar, artisan in Rigveda. Hair, kara, hair, kar, blacksmith. Now you can see how the Meluhha expressions are able to clearly record the working of a guild, working of a smithy, working with iron, foreman of a guild, and merchants. The bow merchant, meadow merchant. Meluhha speaker, Vilakku, copper. Next, please. Now it's important to understand that the animals also have to be read as distinctly rebus expressions of Meluhha, flora and fauna. The fauna, the ficus leaf and so on, or the tree and so on, or the bud, or a sprout, because all the red rebus in Meluhha. Again, the picture of the scraper that has been recorded from Mohenjo-daro, archaeological find. I go in the detailed description. Next, please. Now, the function of the scraper in Mohenjo-daro is described beautifully by Marshall. He gives enormous importance to the scraper. Scraper is a very important tool of that civilization at that time, as it was emerging out of the Copper Age or the Stone Age into the Metals Age. They had to polish the metals. They had to create gem-setting impressions, depressions in ornament gold to embed a gem or a gemstone. All that required scraping work. Similarly, the brick building fortifications required masonry work involving a scraper or a trowel of the mason, both having the same word, karṇika. I will allow you to go through it in detail. The very detailed description of the importance of scraper given by Marshall. Next, please. Now we can see the importance of scraper in the case of the language. In the context of the trade transactions, this karṇika becomes very important. He's a supercargo, responsible for the cargo entrusted to him and for its sale. There's a Marathi word, karani. Karani is a supercargo, a prime minister. Karṇika is a travel. Karani is a supercargo. Next, please. Now let's take a look at the text inscription, text script on the composite animal inscription. Paper is clearly shown as the trunk of the animal, M301. Then the backbone is shown. Sign 342, rim of jar is shown. The composite animal is shown with the fada, the cobra hood, fada metals manufactory, patala, karani, supercargo. Kana is the backbone. Kana means wealth, possessions, goods. So wealth, possession, goods traded by this supercargo with the human face, muha, for mass produce, and the horns of a zebu, pola, magnetite ore, and these carves on the shoulder. Next, please. Now we can take a look at a number of other inscriptions. Graphemes, all are graphemes. Both the text signs, text script signs, and the field symbols are graphemes. You call them field symbols, you call them signs, you call them symbols, but they are all graphemes. They are all red rebus in Meluhha in a sequential syntax as metal or catalog. I submit that each of these inscriptions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inscriptions, are metal or catalogs. They can be treated as wealth according ledgers, or in the presence of a unicorn and standard device as cargo manifests, intended for maritime trade. So M839, M850 as the TISSC script Karach corner, Rebus Kanchu one metal, Sal splinter, Sal workshop, thus bronze metal or bronze or bell metal workshop. Harrow is shown, made, rude harrow or clod breaker, Marathi. Medet, med is the reverse word signifying iron. Next is Bata, warrior. Reverse is Bata, iron, Bata, furnace. And karṇika, and each of the words can be gone through. So a line break or the showing of a sign like a slant on the second seal in front of an animal which has got dots in circle on the body as pota. Pota is a metal infusion. Then this slanted word is kamari, declivity. Kamari is working as a blacksmith. So the scribe is intending to clearly demonstrate the Meluhha words which he wants to convey using these symbols. Next, please. You can read these descriptions one by one. M1904, graphemes of signs, field symbols are read, rebus in Meluhha, in sequential syntax. Then in syntax, when you read them together, we very clearly get a demonstration that they are cargo manifest. And he is describing the cargo, to whom it belongs, how it has been made, using alloy metal or whatever, and how it constitutes a cargo. Then the duplication is Dula. Dula is metal casting. So, metallurgical process involved in making the article. Column 3 strokes. Colimi, smithy and a forge. Colmo is a rice plant. Similar sounding word, colimi, smithy, forge. They seem to be holographs. Then Badamali 10, B10, sign 110, Edu 7, Kannada, Tamil. Edu by copper. Then K34, K37, Torwadi, mint, ram, Vindal, markor, CDIL 10310. The reverse words are med in ho, medet, iron, munda ho, meadow, merchant, kara, onager, rebus, kara, blacksmith, kar, blacksmith, kola, fish tile, kol, kolhe, smelter, kol, working iron, ayo, fish, aya, iron, ayas, alloy metal, ayiri, ayas, ayiri, ayer, in Old Germanic and so on. Next, please. Dot and circle an animal, a young animal. Pota is a young animal. I read the text as, in syntax, Pota with the Kani. Kana is a drop. Kani is wealth or goods or possessions. Metal casting business, wealth. Kani, one-eyed. Sindhi. Kana, Kani, full of holes. Similar sounding, Kana, wealth, goods, possessions, property. So look at this, another symbol sign where one-eyed woman is shown with 6 knots on the hair. Bata is 6. Bata is iron. Bata is furnace. Iron furnace. Kammaṭam, kammaṭam, mint. And holding back stretched arms, also a signifier. And this springing tigers are also signifiers. We'll go through them. Pota, in this case, the metal casting. with the circumference, with the business, metal casting business is involved. Then the eye of the fish eye, kani, edge, point, shoot. Kani is wealth. Next, please. Then inscription even on cylindrical pipe of the pottery body shows sign 415 on K446, a cylindrical pipe pottery, and also a fish sign. Some alloy metal work is going on using this pipeline. It's pipe pottery. The endless knot is also shown. Meda, twist, endless knot. Meda is yajna. Dhanam is wealth. Meda, dhana, ligatured. So, some important work is going on using metal work and also using water which flows through these pipes. So, the symbols are indicated showing the work that's in process in Meda, yajna, producing dhanam. And working with alloy metal. Next, please. Now we can see the number of inscriptions where this sign 177 occurs. 177 Karani scraper. The reverse word is Karani supercargo. You can go through each of the inscriptions and read them in the syntax of the war cargo manifest composition to indicate how the trade is carried out through the accounting system using the Indus Script as the cipher. Karana. Next, please. Then in the conveyor tablet, the reverse side also has inscription. The inscriptions contain the scraper sign and also the hut sign, kuti, indicating some kind of smelter work, and use of a smoother or use of a helmsman, it's a smelter smoother. There is some work has been done which is being put together in these conveyor tablets. On the upper side is, of course, a unicorn is shown. Some felting work is involved here. Kuti is a hut, a single roomed hut. Kudiya, Prakratam. Kuti is a hut. Kudi is hut. Sign 193. Reverse word is kuti, fireplace. Kuti smelter. Then sign 177 can be a scraper, can also be a karada, arrangement of bars or embossed lines. Next, please. Now the scraper again. Meluhha, mlecchita, kirsara, run of Kutch is kirsara is Kshetrasagara, which produces wealth by the joint work of both the devas and asuras who churn the ocean. Samudra Mantanam in Kirsara. Mlecchita Kshetrasagara, Bhāratam, churned ocean of milk, venerated in Bharatiya tradition. That's Samudra Mantanam. Mandaragiri mineral resources are used in maritime trade from Kirsara. Match the metaphor of Kshetrasagara, Mantana, milk ocean churning. Lakshmi comes out of the Mantana in the form of woman Mohini as Vishnu, emerging out of the churning process. And these are the descriptions indicated in the inscription related to metalwork. Next, please. We can go through why I am saying it, metalwork. Every one of these signs can be read. For example, take sign 336, which shows a ladle within a rimless pot. Mukha is ladle, muh ingot or furnace produce. Bata is the rimless pot, pata is iron, pata is furnace. So iron furnace and muha bata ingot furnace produce. Then the animal is shown. One is a kara, equus immunus. The rebus is car, blacksmith. Karṇika, travel. Karṇika, huntsman. So blacksmith, huntsman, furnace produce. Then body, ligature. Body, worker in iron, worker in wood. Goes on. Next, please. The other components of the Kirsara inscription. Goti is a fringe. Goti also means a lump of silver. Then the ingot shape is shown, lozenge, like a bun ingot. Kanchu, kanach, corner. Kanchu, bell metal. Tankasala, mint. Then the typical twist, meda, meda yagna, meda dhanam. So smithi, bell metal mint, silver ingot smelter. Next, please. So that is the syntax. Workshop, iron furnace output. Muha, quantity of iron produced at one time in a native smelting furnace. Muchu, much, cover, musa, muha, quantity. Rebus, furnace produce. Then the twist, meda, a twist or tangle, meda, yagna, dhana. Then the one linear stroke, koda, one code, workshop. So, metal furnace, smelter furnace, related workshop, producing articles which are wealth. So, wealth accounting ledger of the furnace, iron furnace output. Next, please. Kirsara tablet. Again, another Kirsara tablet, a bar seal of Kirsara. Every one of these signs can be read, item by item. Related to Ayas, metalwork, med iron, medath iron, dhatu, mineral ore, khanda, minor, karṇika, minor, kolom 3, kolomi smithi, sangada, lathe, furnace, sangadi, furnace, sangad, entrustment. There's some invoicing taking place. Invoicing system for produce, which is wealth. Mandari. Medi, pillar. Meadow, merchant. Next, please. Now the back of the conveyor tablet, Karani, nurse scraper is shown, which you have seen before. And a manda, a framework or platform is shown. Manda is an ornament, manda is a warehouse. Then the two signs are shown. One sign is shown with ligatures. The words involved are khanda, dhalako, bata. Iron furnace, dhalako ingot, Kanda furnace, fire altar. Dal slanted, Dal coin god. Kanda 4, Kanda fire altar. Kanda implements. Bata remus pot, Bata kiln, Bata furnace. Next please. So Kirsana, Ksherasagara is a coastal port involved in maritime trade in Shvetadvipa of the civilization. Shira Jalakara, Shiradi, Samudramatanam, Ksherasagaram. So the memory is retained in the name of the village, Kirsana. Next please. These are the locations of the Run of Kutch sites, which have produced beautiful inscriptions. Dwaraka, Kanmer, Kirsara, Run of Kutch, Surkotada, Dolavira. Very important sites of the civilization. So the Run of Kutch was a vibrant maritime trade activity was going on when it was a navigable channel linked to the Persian Gulf, approximately in the 3rd millennium before Common Era, where the rivers were flowing as maritime riverine traffic into the Persian Gulf and into Tigris Euphrates, again riverine traffic. Next please. So Indian Ocean maritime trade is going on. Now look at the Shivagali artifacts, which have produced iron articles dated to 4th millennium before Common Era, 3345, emphatically attested archaeologically. This Shivagali, this Vēlirs, linked to the Sarasvati civilization, which records inscriptions showing metalwork, ironwork, iron furnaces. And this dating has been authenticated by a number of prestigious institutions like the Arizona University, the Birbal Institute, the Accelerator Center in New Delhi, and Physical Research Laboratory. They all dated these artifacts. So the antiquity of iron goes back to 4th millennium. So the ballgame of archaeometallurgy undergoes a change. A total revolution has occurred with this 2025 document produced by Department of Archaeology, Tamil Nadu, which has produced the Shivagali artifacts and also describes the Mailadumparai, Kiradi, Mailadurai, Adichanallur artifacts also. I have quoted from the Antiquity of Iron, page 40. Next, please. These are the artifacts from the Iron Age civilization of Tamil Nadu. The crucibles are there. We have seen the Musa crucible word in the script. Is the Musa crucible? Crucible steel, crucible iron, crucible for alloy metals, Muha, furnace produce. So portable furnace, portable crucibles, work goes on in a small scale. On a large scale, industrial scale occurs in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and in Zawar mines. But the technique is the same. Work goes on producing beautiful metalware. Established in the Antiquity of Iron to 4th millennium before Common Era. So Adichanallur and other sites show height in bronze and also crucible steel. And swords have been made, iron swords. Maybe they had some carbon content. So the incipient steel work. We have seen Pola as Poladu as signifying steel, Pola as magnetite ore in the Indus Script inscriptions. Iba, Ib, iron, Ibo, merchant. So iron merchant, metal merchant. Together with bronze, together with copper, tin, gold, silver, alloying, and they are also working with iron and steel. Next, please. So there was a incredible internal traffic. Just as Marshall said, the gold for the civilization came from Kolar. The iron for the civilization came from Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Orissa. They're all iron bearing, rich iron bearing regions. Presence of 1.22% carbon in the iron is high. Is Ekku or Kannada, Ukku, wood, steel. Next, please. Now there are some signs detailed in the pottery. Pottery graffiti, they call it. Some of these signs are very clearly Indus Script signs. We'll demonstrate them in other presentations. Very clearly. Iron warehouse, blacksmith workshop, signs are indicated both in Kiradi, Shivagalai, and also in Indus Script. So the tradition continuum, both in the copper bearing Dwarai, or the iron working Shivagalai, or zinc working Zavar, or copper working K3 mines, or civilization areas, or copper ore culture. They're all now linked together. So now we can see very clearly the idea of a network emerging, a network of metal work going on all over Bhāratam. So the Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization expands beyond the Sarasvati-Sindhu river valleys into Tamrabarani, into Krishna river, into Mahanadi, into Tungabhadra, into Krishna river, into Goa, into Kerala, into Musili, Kerala, Chera kingdom. Kiradi graffiti marks. Next, please. Graffiti marks. These are the inscription from Kalibangan. On a shakla, two indications are given of a poladu, black drango, poligadu, tudula poladu, pusala poligadu. The bird called black drango. Poladu is steel. Polad is steel. Polad is steel. Steel and trade. Steel trade is going on. Polada, crucible steel. This is a button, crucible steel button. From this button, you can forge it into a sword. The beautiful ukku sword will come out. Poli is a flat bread maker. The shakla. Polim is burnt, scotch, singed, seared, smelted. Pola is magnetite ore. Cebu. 977 is Poladu, black drango. So it becomes a sign of the civilization in the Indus Script. It occurs with the fish, alloy metal. So some kind of an alloying is taking place, hardening by carbon infusion. Polada, steel. Kalibangan shows a polada, steel trade. Can you believe it? Of course you can believe it. Now we have got archaeological evidence from Shivagalai, Kiradi, Adishadalur, Mailadambarai, Mailadurai, of metal work, iron work. Iron working dated to 4th millennium before Common Era. Next, please. Kalibangan Polychakla signifies crucible steel accounting. has to be read to be believed. Polada, Pasula Poligadu. Your beautiful bird sits on top of a zebu in now shadow pot. This black rango. This is seen to be associated with the bovines on the field because it removes the worms from the skin of the bovine. It's a friend of the bovines. Pasula Poligadu. Next, please. Polige. The chakla is made to poli, a flat bread. Poli is a cake made of wheat, pulse, and treacle or jaggery. Jabu is a bull kept for breeding. Poli is pola. Jabu, pola, magnetite ore. Pola cattle festival is held every year. Pola spring festival celebrated all over the country, particularly in Marathi area. This becomes the holy Pola, Pola Devi. The burning of the spring festival, meaning color, celebration. Because the wealth has been given. The divine has given wealth by mere process of putting stone and ore, magnetite ore into the fire, infusing carbon, and out comes metal. Alloy metal, alloy steel, alloy iron, carbonized iron, steel. Next, please. Kalibangan Polychakla inscription. Masala Poligado, the Udala Polodo, Black Drango. Then the karṇika, steersman, karana, trade, account. Sign 342. Karana, Ribavaja. Next, please. Karana steel accounting, Kalibangan Polychakla continues. I have given the words for ukku, steel, urku, melting, smelting, fused metal. Uk is steel in Telugu. Ukku, urku. Kashmiri. Is poladi, steel. Polada, Marathi, steel. Fulad, Persian, steel. Polad, Russian, steel. All over Europe, all over our country, Polad, Poladu, Polada. So, archive metallurgy is restated with the antiquity of iron of Shivagalai and the Indus Script inscriptions. Next, please. The semantic exercise of Persian can be seen. Look at the words in Russian, Persian, Tajik, Mongolian, Indo-European words, Indo-Aryan words, Indo-Aryan words, Pulad, bold, flood, steel, Pola, zebu, Pola, magnetite ore, Pola, Asuri, Polada, steel, Polad, steel, Poladi, Polad, Kashmir. Next, please. Semantic expression continues. Look at the birds and the fish. The polado, black drango, and the fish alloy. Alloy metal, signified with ox, unicorn plus steel. is cylinder seal. Expressed as a line drawing. Meluhha, throat, neck. Meluhha, throat. Meluhha, meeting, company. Throat, Meluhha. See, look at the rings on the throat indicated. Meluhha, throat, neck. Meluhha, meeting. Company, collection, assembly. Ornament Gold Company, Ornament Gold Guild. Alloy Metal Guild. Meluhha, throat. Meluhha, throat. Meluhha, meeting. Meluhha would be derived also from Meluhha, company. Guild speech. Desi Bhasha. Next, please. Again, semantic excursions of the Persian pollard. Look at the description. Recorded in literature, archaeological literature. In Central Asia, in Meluhha, and in details of the materials, advanced materials of the ancient world. How legendary the Indian wood steel was. India was the pinnacle of achievement of steel. In fact, Alexander came in search of steel, not for gold. Look. He knew Bharat was a very rich country, producing both gold and steel, alloy metals, which were used for making weapons, weaponry, metalware, armaments. This bewildering variety of description used in the past makes this study incredibly challenging. Next, please. This is the spread of the word pollard in North Europe. The green and dark green. Semantic excursus of the Persian word pollard, steel. Pollada, Marathi word steel. Next, please. Polychakla with further details of signs, pottery graffiti, pottery inscriptions. So pottery graffiti as Yogali becomes pottery inscriptions here of the civilization. Next, please. Inscriptions on Polychakla showing a warehouse. Utaru, warehouse. Utaru is an armorer. Ladder. Shri, Set, headman of a guild. Menda, a crook, or a cowed, end of a stick. Med iron. Sign 127. Next, please. More description on Polychakla. Showing now med body, med iron. Stature, Kant, stature. Kati, body. Card, ironstone. Koda 1, wood workshop. Notch, Kanda. Kanda, implements, metalware. Implements, instruments, iron instruments, metalware workshop. Next, please. More description on Polychakla. Now showing karṇika, helmsman. Now showing coat workshop. Next, please. Now the warehouse, the fish, eye of fish, eye iron, eye of alloy metal. Inscription on pottery paste, Polychakla. Armors, alloy metal. made a platform, made iron, Kutaru treasury, warehouse, Kutaru armorer, alloy metal armorer, on a platform, made iron, working with iron worker. Next, please. Inscription on the bangle, signifying his work entrusted to him. Look at the readings on the raised script on the copper tablet, showing the backbone sign, backbone, kana, spine or backbone. Rebus Meluhha is kana, wealth, goods, possessions. Can also be kanda, backbone, kanda implements. Can also be barado, spine, Bharata, mixed alloy. Copper, zinc, tin. Punjabi, Marathi. Bharata, che bande. Made of that is typical alloy. Bharata. Barado, ox. Bharata. Bharata is bande. Vessel made of metal Bharata. Next, please. Now, beautiful. The outer of parts show the zebu with the poladu, the typical black drango with the split feathers. Characteristic of the black drango. Pollard, pola, poladu, pola. Magnetite or steel. Next, please. There is a bull fused with the typical Nilgiri apex. Together the black drango, polada, steel, and kala, Nilgiri deer. Artistry, kala, of the scribe, of the artisan, artificer. Next, please. It can be a heron, it can be a black dragon. If it's a heron, it's karṇika, can be crucible. Kank is a brazier in Kashmiri. So maybe they are working with crucible steel, using a crucible. Next, please. Look at the star. Meda, star, polar star. Meadow, merchant. Again, black drango on the zebu, on a painting, on the pot. So beautiful associations. Pola, polada. Pola, zebu, polada, black drango. Konda pasala poligadu. White bellied drango. Ventica pasala poligadu. Hair crested drango. Tink pasala poligadu. Larger racket tailed drango. Pasalavadu, herdsman, Gollavadu. So, Pasala poligadu is the black drango. It's the companion of the bovine drango. The drango is the companion of the zebu. They go together. That association is remarkably retained in the memory of the vernacular words, Meluhha words. Next, please. What is the flatboard called in Bharatiya Meluhha speech forms? Palaka, Fara, Pali, Fara, wooden board, or Palaka, plank, Marapalakai, or Balla. So Rayu Palaka. So look at the incredible amount of variations in pronunciation. This characteristic of Meluhha. So when the linguists Panini describes the words, and later linguists describe the words, they also record the incredible variations that take place by the Meluhha speech. So Meluhha are mispronunciations. So when the Vedic mantra is uttered, pronunciation is very important. The mispronouncers are told to correct their ways of pronunciation. But here it is. Look at the evidence of pronunciation changes that take place across languages. But meaning Malaka. Malai. Next, please. Now we have gone through an incredible journey. A journey which explains why the accounting system was invented. The accounting system was invented to record trade transactions of something of great value that was being created. They were not intended to record mantras. They were intended to record an accounting system on a seal, on a tablet, which can be put as a sealing and handed over to the cargo, supercargo, who carries on the message as it travels on a maritime trip, carrying this valuable material for trade. This is the legacy of the Indus Script. This is the legacy of the writing system. Poyum Paduvam Thondriya Pinnar, Ayyar Yathanar Karanam Erba. Karanam was invented, the writing system was invented. Later on, Bharata's Natyashastra calls it mlecchita vikalpa. The writing system of mlecchas, Meluhhas, called mlecchita vikalpa. Mlecchita vikalpa means a cipher. So this writing system as a cipher, as reverse renderings, was invented as a trade accounting system. This is my submission. Namaskaram.